Good afternoon, everyone. We are doing the chapter Geography, chapter number 4, Climate. Now, what is climate? When we talk about climate, that means the conditions, weather conditions of over a large area for a long period of time, that is more than 30 years. And if you see in the last two chapters, which we have discussed about landforms and drainage, and what we have learned from that is basic elements of the natural environment of an area. So in this chapter we will discuss all these things, why there is a variation in the atmospheric conditions, why do we wear woolens in December, and why it is hot and uncomfortable in the month of May, and why it rains in June and July. So all these things we will discuss in this chapter. So chapter start with the definition of a climate, and I think we all are aware about this thing. It means sum total of weather conditions and variations over a large area for a long period of time, and this long period weather of that area, that means minimum 30 years. And next, after that, what is weather? When we are talking about climate, and in this we have discussed one word, weather. Weather means state of atmosphere over an area at any point of time. So this is called weather. But when we are talking about elements of weather and climate that are same, which depends, and that is temperature, atmospheric pressure, wind, humidity, and precipitation, and other atmospheric conditions at a specific time. So now we observed normally that the weather conditions fluctuate very often, even within a day also. But there is some common pattern over a few weeks or months, like days are cool or hot, windy or calm, cloudy or bright, wet or dry. Like nowadays we are facing wet climate, humidity. So on the basis of that, generalized monthly atmospheric conditions. So we can divide the year into seasons. That is winter, summer, or rainy season. The world is divided into a number of climatic regions, and India has a monsoon type climate. Now what is monsoon? The word monsoon is derived from the Arabic word mausim, which means season. And monsoon refers to the seasonal reversal in the wind direction during a year. The world is divided into a number of climatic regions. As I told you about, the climate of India has monsoon type, But this type of climate is found in South and Southeast Asia. But still, regional variations in climatic conditions within the country. And now, for this, we will take two important elements to discuss the regional variations. We will take two important elements, temperature and precipitation. Precipitation, that means rainfall. So these two elements often vary from place to place and season to season also. Now you just see differences in temperature. In summer, the temperature in parts of Rajasthan desert is 50 degrees Celsius, but it may be around 20 degrees Celsius in Pahalgaon in Jammu and Kashmir. On a winter night, temperature at Dras in Jammu and Kashmir may be as low as minus 45 degrees Celsius. And at Trivandrum, it may be of 22 degrees Celsius. Even in certain places, there is a wide difference between day and night also. In the Thar Desert, the day temperature may rise to 50 degrees Celsius and drop down to nearly 15 degrees Celsius in night. But on the other hand, hardly any difference in day and night temperatures in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands or in Kerala. There is no much differences in day and night temperature. So these are the differences in temperature. And now we will discuss about the precipitation. When we are talking about the precipitation, that is the rainfall, it varies in its form also, types, amount, and seasonal distribution. When we see, it is in the form of snowfall in the upper parts of Himalaya. It rains over the rest of the country. The annual precipitation varies from 400 centimeter in Meghalaya to less than 10 centimeter in Ladakh and western Rajasthan. Most parts of the country receive rainfall from June to September, but Tamil Nadu coast gets rain during October and November. Rainfall generally decreases from east to west in the northern plains, and these variations have given rise to variety in lives of people, their food, clothes, and houses. That means there is a great variation, not only in food, not only in clothes, but the kind of houses we live in. And this is the reason houses in Rajasthan have thick walls and flat roofs. And houses in the Terai region in Goa and Mangalore have sloping roofs. And houses in Assam are built on stilts. Vegetation also affects both temperature and precipitation patterns in an area. Now, climatic controls. When we are talking about the climatic controls, there are 6 major controls of climate of any place. That is related to location and related to air pressure and wind. Related to location, that is latitude, altitude, relief features included distance from the sea, pressure and wind systems, ocean currents, and relief features. And related to air pressure and wind, surface pressure and wind, upper air circulation, western cyclones. Now, first, that is latitude. Latitude is the distance a place lies north or south of the equator and is measured by an imaginary line, and that is called lines of latitude. You just see, this is equatorial region where you will experience heavy rain. As latitude increases, the intensity of solar energy decreases. Due to curvature of the earth, the amount of solar energy varies according to the latitude. This is a general pattern. Now the same thing we'll discuss in India's reference. In India, the Tropic of Cancer passes to the middle of the country from the run of Kutch in the west to Mizoram in the east. Almost half of the country lying south of the Tropic of Cancer belongs to the tropical area. All the remaining area north of the tropic lies in the subtropics. And due to this, India's climate has characteristics of tropical as well as the subtropical climates. Now, we will discuss about the altitude. Altitude, that means mountainous region, height above the sea level. As one goes from the surface of the earth to the higher altitude, the atmosphere becomes less dense and temperature decreases. And this is the reason that hills are therefore cooling during the summer season.